Hi again, fellow unlicensed thinkers. If something I say offends you, if it makes you upset, what you're saying is that I have the power to control your emotions. But what you're also saying is that you do not have the power to control your emotions. So this works with all kinds of things on this individual level, from me to you, from you to me. Even in groups, if I stand up for a group and say, well, that's offensive to this group over here, what I'm doing is I'm saying this group over here that was offended, or that I think was offended, that I'm trying to stand up for, I'm saying they are too weak. The people in this group are too weak to control their own emotions. They have no power over themselves. So what an insult to them. What an insult to myself if I'm saying that I'm offended. I am absolutely powerful enough to control my emotions. And well, I'll go into how I look at taking offense. How I look at taking offense. I'll go into that more in just a moment. First, I'm going to tell a story because that's fun. Never mind the politics of this story. That is mostly irrelevant to the point. The politics fall into it just because it is a political matter, like so many things these days. So please just bear with me on what the politics are. And there are spoilers for the game Borderlands 3. So if you don't want those, have a great day. So there's a video game called Borderlands 3, or Borderlands in general. And I have loved playing Borderlands. It is, it's a very fun first-person shooter game, and they're very funny. They bring in a lot of pop culture and memes and stuff like that, and they just make it really fun to play. So it's a great game. And so I've played since the original Borderlands, and I've had a great time. Well, in Borderlands 3, one of their expansions, they had a gay wedding. Don't care. That's not where I had the problem. And that's not where I think most people had the problem, but we'll kind of get into that. So as you play through the game, you're kind of going through and you're helping the characters collect all of the things and do all these tasks that are necessary for them to get their wedding going. Okay, cool. So the problem comes in at the end of the expansion, and this is where the spoilers are. So they get married. Big surprise. That's what the whole thing's about. And I don't think that most people, I think there's very few people that actually have a problem with that part of it. The specific problem, and what Borderlands did that I didn't personally take offense to, but I took offense to on behalf of others, and I tell people not to do this, but I caught myself doing it, is that you as the character, your character in the game, you are performing the ceremony of these other characters. And so, again, not offensive. I don't care. I'd perform a gay wedding in real life. I don't give a shit. But some people do find that offensive. They don't mind it happening, but they don't want to participate in it. So everyone knows about the debate about whether or not somebody who owns a cake shop should be forced to bake like a specialty cake for a gay wedding. And a lot of people say, hey, I'll sell you a cake, but I'm not going to make a specific cake for you because that would be too much of a participation in something that I morally object to. Although you're fine to do it, I'm not going to try to stop you from doing it. I just don't want to participate in it. So anyways, that's the idea of what happened in the game, is that they're, in a way, in order to progress in the game and to complete that season of the game, they are sort of forcing that you participate in this activity. And that is what I took offense to. But really, I didn't take offense. Like I said, for me, I took offense on behalf of somebody else, on behalf of these people who believe that way. And so I realized that what I was doing, I wasn't protecting them. They can fucking protect themselves. They're adults. They know what they're doing. I was trying to act like a hero by saying, you know what, I don't want to play this game anymore because they offended these people. So I was trying to be this hero. Maybe they didn't want me to be their fucking hero. Maybe they're fine. Maybe they're fine with other people playing this game and they don't care. They just may not want to participate in that part, just like the baker. And so that's really the point. The point is, like I said, it's not about the politics of the whole thing. It is about the taking offense, and especially taking offense on someone else's behalf. So I said I would get into more of how offense works. And so I'll give the brief rundown. This is from my book, and I've done other videos on it as well. And so I'm going to make it very brief, but it is good to keep in mind. So there's 4 levels to taking offense. There is, number 1, somebody says something and it's simply not true. Okay, why take offense? It's like somebody calling me a pancake is the example that I love to use. I'm not a pancake. So why would I take offense to someone calling me a pancake? Or what someone says is true, in which case there's 2 parts to that. So someone says something that is true. I have no hair. Okay, well, either I like that about myself, in which case there's no reason to take offense. I obviously cut the hair off of my head, so why would I take offense to that? I seem to like it. Or I don't like it about myself, in which case I should either work to accept it about myself, in the case of I can't grow hair on my head, or I should work to change it, in which case I am capable of changing it, and so I could just grow the hair out on my head. Okay, so again, we come to there is no reason to be offended. But the 4th one, and this is the tricky one, there's actually a 5th one too, but I'll maybe brush on that. So the 4th one, this is the tricky one, always the tricky one. So I get offended by something that you've said, but I don't recognize it as true about myself, and I don't recognize it as a lie, yet I feel the emotion of offense. So this is your opportunity. Number 4 is you must then decide, why am I offended by this? And figure out and dig, why am I offended by this? Why did this have any effect on me whatsoever? And that is one of the big ways of doing shadow work, is you find something that has upset you in some way, that has triggered you in some way. And then you find out, why is that triggering me? Is it something that is true about me that I'm trying to hide, that I'm getting mad about? And so that could be political, that could be societal, that could be whatever, it doesn't matter. And I will brush on the 5th one, because the 5th one does kind of matter, although it's on a much less personal internal level. And that is, you feel offense. So someone calls me some kind of name and I'm worried about what society will think. Will they believe that person? So someone could refer to me as some sort of World War II era German. And I know that it's not true, but I'm worried that other people will think that it's true. And so again, I mean, that's not really offense. That's more of a fear and a trying to fit into society thing. So kind of fits into offense, but you're not really feeling offended at that time. What you're feeling is fear of ostracization. God, do I have a hard time saying that word. Anyways, think about that when you get offended, though, is what you're doing is you're saying that this other person has the power to control my emotions, but I do not have the power to control my emotions. And that is absolutely ridiculous. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Be sure to hit like and share the video. And thank you again, Max. Have a great day.